Hey guys, I wanted to give you some impressions of this watch I just bought. Typically what I do whenever I start a new project at work or have some sort of life event or move or anything like that, I like to kind of commemorate it with a new watch. It's kind of why I have so many. But I've always kind of been interested in these real retro looking Casio G-SHOCK watches. Especially lately I've started looking into them, and I've realized that there are so many models that have this basic look and design. Some of them have Bluetooth, some of them are solar with atomic timekeeping, some of them come with cats. So these square Casio G-SHOCK watches are available from your just bare bones lithium battery, time, date, stopwatch, timer, alarm, single alarm, which is your DW5610E, all the way up to the GW-5000, which has a DLC coated stainless steel internal case. It has a solar atomic module. See, this, what I ended up buying, which is the GW-M5610, it does not have a stainless steel case. It had the case back is stainless steel, but the actual module itself, the inner, beyond the bezel, is plastic. And that's fine. I mean, really, the GW-5000, it's an homage to the old 80s G-SHOCKs that all had stainless steel screwback cases. They were all made in Japan, as is the GW-5000. But you pay for that prestige. It's over $300. And it uses the same module as this, the GW-M5610. I'm not knocking the GW-5000. In fact, someday I might consider buying one, just because I love this one so much, and I'd like something that kind of has more of a collector's value to it, because I have no doubt that down the road it will hold its value well, as have all the other screwback G-SHOCKs. But anyways, these are available with tidal, moon functions, solar atomic, solar without atomic on the G5600E. They have a Bluetooth model that has a vibrating alarm. It has a higher resolution dot matrix section here that can display more information. That model is pretty appealing, to be honest, but the one thing that kind of knocks it for me is you have a Bluetooth device that doesn't have a rechargeable battery. And in my mind, that just sets yourself up for headaches down the road, changing batteries and compromising the weather resistance of it. Now, if Casio would release that model, which I believe is called the GB5600 or GB5600B or something, the latest Bluetooth model, if they would release that as a tough solar, that would probably really interest me. And they're probably working on it. They've obviously tried to put tough solar into just about everything, so I imagine that's something that they probably have planned for the future. But as for what I needed, after having this Casio Protrek 2500, I really started understanding the benefits of atomic timekeeping and the solar charging. Especially on a watch like this, where you have so many features, and you have so many sensors, and lights and everything else. It seems like you're always taxing the battery. This is solar powered, so I can use these functions as much as I want without ever having to worry about, oh, my battery life is going to suck now. Adjust mode Alti. There we go. Check this out. Now you can see why I like this watch. It shows you so much information. Look at that on the home screen all at once. You get your moon phase all the time, you get your barometric trend all the time. It has a dual layer LCD, so you actually have this one kind of purplish layer over the more black dark gray layer. So when you open the compass, you get a really nice, just information-rich display. But I've already made a video on this, so if you want to check that out, you can search under my channel. So I knew I wanted solar and atomic, and there's something cool about these watches when I have them on a hourly time signal and they both beep at exactly the same time every single day. Just about like that. Didn't even plan that. And especially in today's world where everybody has a smartphone and everybody's smartphone is synced up with the same atomic time, and it seems to me that if you're going to wear a watch that's not a smart watch in 2016, it should be pretty damn accurate if you're not wearing it as jewelry. And I mean, who wears a G-SHOCK as jewelry? I wear it because it's rugged, it has kind of a timeless quality to it. It's kind of like the Jeep Wrangler of watches or the Toyota 4Runner of watches. And you know, Casio makes great watches, but I will say a lot of their models are so gimmicky and so bulky looking and have all these plastic tumors all over them, but this one is just so pure in its function. There's not an inch of wasted space, especially on these later models that have a solar panel all the way around the bezel. Guys, I apologize for this lighting at this apartment. It's not what I would want if I were watching this. Focus. Yeah, so especially on these later models that you have the solar ring all the way around the bezel, it's using all the space, and this protecting in the case that floats on those little bushings. So you have a watch that has a nice slim profile. It's very lightweight. And lightweight watches just tend to be comfortable because they're not flopping around on your wrist. They're not flopping around and you're not always having to reposition them. And something else, I kind of like the look of the 5610 versus the 5000, the way the bezel, or the way the design on the crystal so closely mimics the original DW5000 with the red line and all the text on there. And yeah, the text is a little much, but it kind of gives it a techie 80s look to it, which I find appealing. The GW5000 has a much more subdued bezel. Okay, so those are the Casios, but I still have my Invicta 8926, the classic automatic diver that can be had for well under $100. So when do I wear this? Well, one thing about the resin cases on Casios is they don't hold up especially well if you're out in the sun a lot wearing sunscreen and bug spray and getting chemicals all over them, whereas stainless steel will, it's pretty chemically inert. It's not really going to give you issues like that. So, I mean, frankly, this watch I will wear if I'm doing hard work and I don't want to scratch up my my G-SHOCK, which is, You know, it's kind of weird. I have a G-Shock, but I guess because it's a new watch, I'm kind of overprotective of it. This thing I've had since 2009. It still looks great. It's stainless steel. If it gets scratched, you take a Brillo pad and you just smooth it out. It doesn't really show scratches. Whereas you know, this thing, if you dropped it a lot, you'd get big gouges in the case. And I mean, you can replace it, but I don't want to do that right now. So, and then there are some times when you just kind of feel like wearing an analog watch. It can be a little bit dressier, more traditional, definitely. So this watch has been a pleasant surprise. The fact that it's an automatic, it was so affordable, and yet here I am 7 years later and it still runs like new. I will say not nearly as accurate as any digital watch you can buy. Okay, so in closing, this is my new Casio GW-M5610. Tough solar, atomic, lightweight, comfortable, rugged, classic. It's just a watch that I love to wear. It seems to do everything right. The display is so readable on it. Really noticeably better than this Protrek. Part of that could be that this has a dual layer LCD, whereas this obviously does not. But yeah, I love wearing this at work. It's so comfortable, and I would highly recommend it. Unless you want to really spend the money on the GW-5000 and have a prestige collector's piece, I would go for this one over the cheaper DW-5600, because you get the better display, you get the solar, you get, you know, world time, the alarms, atomic timekeeping is a big bonus. It's just a nicer piece, and it looks the part. Alright, thank you for watching.